everyone, I'm Kai.
I'm Min.
And welcome to another episode of Rebuilding You, where we talk about our personal growth to discover and rebuild ourselves into the best versions that we want to be.
First off, how is everyone? We hope that you guys are coping well and that you're having some fun staying at home during this MCO period. If you ever need a listening ear, our DMs are always open. So, today, we will be talking about something more lighthearted. In fact, it is an entire series on skincare with Alicia. Okay, so we will start off by introducing skincare as a form of self-care, getting to know our skin better, how could we build a personalized skincare routine, getting to know what are the marketing ploys, and also dispelling some beauty myths.
And we'll also be doing a final Q&A session at the end of our series, so keep in mind any questions that you have and leave them in the comment section below or on our Instagram page at rebuilding.you. So today, for our skincare series, we have a very special guest here today to share her insights, knowledge, and experiences with you guys. We're so happy to introduce the skincare enthusiast who focuses on transparency on PR and brand behavior, the girl boss behind the 𝐿𝙞𝙀𝗀, Alicia! Yay!
Hey. Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. So as Kai mentioned, I run at the 𝐿𝙞𝙀𝗀. Right now I talk a lot about like micro-influencers and ethics and like understanding the industry, but when I first started, my goal was really about understanding skincare and like learning about skin and like really trying to dispel those myths for myself. So I'm going to get started with just introducing skincare in general. Then, as they mentioned, evaluating and starting your own routine. Just keep in mind that as I'm sharing all of this, it's not coming from a professional capacity. I'm not an expert in any of this, and a lot of the time it is what has worked for me. It may not work for you. So that's really important to keep in mind.
So, let's start off with the first section of our video today, which is skincare as a form of self-care. So Alicia, what is skincare to you and why does it matter?
So skincare at its most basic to me is one, it is the very first barrier to your immune system, and two, it's just about keeping your skin in a good condition. So it's your health and also something that aids your appearance or your self-esteem. So at its most basic form, even if you don't think about skincare in any other aspect, it protects you from all sorts of like dust and pollutants and things like that. And so one way to take really good care of your skin and in turn yourself is sunscreen. This protects you from UV rays and at its most extreme, things like skin cancer. But of course, there are a lot of other aspects in between those extremes.
Okay, so do you think skincare is a form of self-care and why?
So with skincare, the very first thing is that you learn to slow down. When you're sort of getting into your skincare routine and what's working for you, you really step back from what is marketed to you and you're really thinking about what you want instead of what society tells you you should have. So for example, clear skin is what everyone wants, but a lot of marketing terminology now is things like glass skin, honey skin, perfect skin. So you learn to distinguish what you want from those. The next is that you learn how to walk away from quick fixes. You really understand your skin, and this helps you take a step back from where we kind of are right now, which is we're always looking for a quick fix. If you have acne, you're like, okay, I need to get rid of this in like a day. I need a blemish stick. I need this to fix it immediately. And so once you step back from figuring out how quickly you can get rid of something, you really think about what the root problem is. And this obviously doesn't just apply to skincare, it applies to other aspects of your life as well. And so an example of this for me was that I have very sensitive skin. And so one goal of mine was to get glowing skin. Now, I can obviously take the quick method, which is to use actives, and that would give me a glow. But because of my skin type, that actually isn't the most beneficial or the most sustainable method for me to get very glowing skin. So for me, it was more about understanding that my skin needed barrier care and then going from there to get very glowing skin instead of what I've been told is very useful. The next thing to self-care is by creating a skincare routine, you are stepping away from how we're perceived to have to always be available for others and instead being available for yourself. Nowadays, we tend to treat indulging in yourself and taking care of yourself as exactly what it is, as indulgent, when it is very necessary to have that time that we focus on ourselves in order for us to be available to others. As it is said, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So the last part of why skincare is also self-care, as narcissistic as it seems, is that it can improve your appearance and also improve your self-esteem. I can tell you right now that I have gone barefaced on my Instagram profile many times, looking like various versions of trash, and it really doesn't bother me anymore. One, because I have taken a lot of time to understand my skin. So when something happens, if I get a really bad breakout, I understand that it's just my skin freaking out over something. And over time, really investing in taking care of yourself, you eventually realize, yes, you do look better because your skin is better, but even when it doesn't, all that time you've put in yourself means that you value yourself more instead of what other people think, because nobody knows your skin better than you. So if somebody tries to say, oh, you've got this, this, and this, you go, well, yeah, so it is what it is. And so another area of this, which is often talked about, is acne. And I'm not an expert on this, and it's not my specialty. While I did have some really bad breakouts, they weren't specifically acne. They were something called alopecia folliculitis, which is very different from just being acne prone. And the treatment for that is completely different. So below this video, there's going to be resources and 2 very specific influencers who I really like, who I think are really, really helpful when it comes to acne-prone skin.
Hey guys! Thank you so much for watching, and part 2 of building your own skincare routine will be out soon, so stay tuned!